Hi friend, I'm going to transport you into a dark fantasy story. Come and join me by the campfire and I will tell you the spiritual dark fantasy story titled Thorns of Callousness. This is the Beery Tale. Thorns of Callousness. It's a vast forest consisting of purple thorns. Somewhere inside there lies the purple diamond. With it we can finally purify the drinking water of my home village. Frogrin finishes. Gina nods. Exactly. My grandma, she doesn't have much time. We need to be quick once inside the forest. Why is that? Frogrin asks. Because anyone who enters this forest of purple thorns will be consumed by it and turned into purple thorns themselves. Within an hour. Gina's eyes widen, her pupils constricting to peppercorns as all of the thorns in the whole forest move in towards her. Gina throws a loving gaze to both you and Frogrin and slightly smiles one last time. A single tear runs down Gina's cheek and time stop! Frogrin screams at the top of his lungs, his tears spraying all over the place. I won't let it end like this! The scene in front of you shows Gina awaiting her final moments and the purple thorns moving in for the killing blow. But instead of continuing, everything is still, just as if the scene has turned into a motionless photo. Frogrin stands with his back slightly bent forward. He huffs and wheezes as sweat drips from his halfling forehead. Frogrin's breath slowly goes back to its normal pace and he stands upright again. I can't take this. Let's get out of here. Frogrin looks at you and as if catching your concern, he quickly replies, We'll come back, no worries. I just need to gather my thoughts. The time stop spell will last for a while yet. As he finishes that sentence, he throws a small metallic item out of his pocket, and this item gradually grows and transforms into a metallic flying machine, reminiscent of a flying saucer, right up until its metallic upper parts folds down, revealing a bed behind the glass cover. Don't look at me like that. I need this for my beauty sleep and relaxation, nothing else, alright? Come on, let's go. Frogrin claps his hands together as the two of you start to leviate from the ground, up right next to the flying saucer. Frogrin grabs what looks like a remote from his other pocket and presses one of its buttons. Something buzzes inside the flying saucer as the glass cover opens up to the right, just like the lid of a garbage can would open. Frogrin claps his hands twice and the two of you gently land on top of Frogrin's saucer bed. The bed is so soft, unlike anything you ever sat on before. It feels just like floating in calm water. Frogrin presses his remote again and the glass cover closes, protecting the two of you from any dangers outside. Fly, Frogrin then utters, and the flying saucer does just that. It flies right through the purple thorns covering the sky without breaking them, just as if they were transparent. Outside of the forest of purple thorns, you are first greeted by the sky and the gentle sun, but the flying saucer doesn't stop there. It flies higher, higher, and higher. The sky gradually darkens, and finally, the blinking lights of the stars greet you. And when you look below, you can see the world. Yeah. This is where I go to relax, and where I go to calm myself when things get too rough, like it did today. Frogrin sits beside you, his legs outstretched in front of him. He gazes up towards the stars and sighs. You know, I really love Gina. She's my best friend. I just can't lose her. I'll never allow that. Never, ever, ever. The stars seem to blink even more as Frogrin continues. You take this short moment of respite to relax yourself as well. She's the only one I can go to with bad news. Well, I guess I could go to others with bad news as well, but you wanna know the big difference between them and her? She actually listens. She doesn't like slam me in the face and tell me how stupid I was for letting something happen, or laugh at me or blame me, or worse, just ignores what I say and then instead tells me of something bad that happened to them years ago. Gina just listens. The shooting star quickly flies by. It is gone as soon as it appeared, but still beautiful nevertheless. And when I succeed at something, or when I create something I am proud of, she doesn't remain silent, ignore it, scoff at me, act uninterested, or tell me, "Who do you think you are?" like others might do. She actually helps me celebrate. She helps me celebrate my victories, no matter how big or small. She celebrated with me after the defeat of Nuerod the Dark Knight, the ruler of the otherworld and self-proclaimed god. As much as she celebrated when I managed to create my first potion. To be honest, that potion wasn't even that good, but she celebrated with me regardless. It didn't matter that it wasn't perfect. It was enough that I managed to do it. That's a true friend. Someone who listens to your bad news and someone who helps celebrate your achievements. Never let go of someone like that, okay? Frogrin wipes something off his face with one of his hands and sniffles. Oh man. Allowing yourself to cry now and then is really healthy. For a man too, you know. Especially considering the stigma that many men carry. You can't cry. You need to be strong and brave. And bullshit like that. I say, if you need to cry, and you allow yourself to do that, despite what everyone else thinks, that's a prime example of being brave, if you ask me. Among the stars, there appears to be another flying saucer floating about, but now it's gone. Oh, and while we're still here, and as a thank you for listening to my story, I'd like to teach you something. This is something that will help you in real life, as long as you choose to allow it. Twin shooting stars suddenly run by the two of you and Frogrin's flying saucer. You know, when stuff has happened to me that I really liked, stuff that I'd like to happen again, I've started saying a phrase, and this phrase has made that wish come true. This phrase is really simple. Each time something happens to you that you liked more of, then just say out loud or in your mind, "Thank you, universe. Please give me more of that." And that's it. The probability that it'll come true will be very high. I can promise you that. I'm a living example, because it's happened to me. Being grateful is a superpower many people don't use, but you now know of one powerful way to use it. Frogrin coughs, recomposes himself, and then stands up. Wanna know what I'd like to do now? The stars of the universe appear to be burning even brighter now. Because you listen to me, just like Gina usually does. You granted me the power to finish this. That wouldn't have been possible without you. So thanks to you, I'm gonna burn some ungrateful thorns. As he finishes that sentence, he presses a button on his remote once again, and the flying saucer immediately starts falling down towards the world and back into the forest of purple thorns once again. The glass cover opens, Frogrin snaps his fingers, and the two of you are suddenly back on the ground again, with the flying saucer nowhere to be seen. Gina and the purple thorns still remain just the way you left them. We have about 10 seconds before the time stop spell fades, so it's all or nothing now. Just between you and me though, I actually have an ace up my sleeve. All thanks to you. Frogrin winks at you through his green ale pint glasses as he throws both his arms into the air and starts muttering something in a different language. "Stand back, kid!" As soon as you step back, both you and Gina are completely covered by an egg-formed rainbow shield, as Frogrin is quickly enveloped by fire so red it almost hurts your eyes. The fire circles around Frogrin faster and faster, just like a fire dragon. "This one's for you, Gina!" The crimson-red dragon fire gives off such a bright light that you need to cover your eyes, as Frogrin determinedly screams with all his might, "Flare!" An explosion so loud commences that all you can hear is the ringing in your ears. But thanks to Frogrin's rainbow shield, nothing happens to you. You're completely safe. As the ringing stops, so does the red-crimson light, which allows you to finally see what's going on. The rainbow shield is gone, as is the whole forest of thorns. Every last bit of purple thorn completely disintegrated by Frogrin's most powerful spell. A spell so powerful it may even rival that of Gandalf's or Merlin's powers. And there, among all of the ashes, floats the purple diamond, with not even a scratch on its surface. The sun shines brightly and gently upon you as the light blue sky greets you. A shockwave hits you, making you lose your balance slightly. The time stop spell has ended, and Gina falls down on her knees, crying. Frogrin runs up to her like a child about to buy his first ice cream, while he gestures to you to follow right along. The both of you stand in front of Gina as she looks around her surroundings, wide-eyed and with her jaw dropped. Well, what happened? I thought I died. Am I dead? Frogrin runs up to her, embracing her. No, we saved you, silly. While on her knees, Frogrin actually reaches up quite a bit, almost in a way any other human would be able to hug her. Here, you choose whether you join in embracing Gina or not. Whatever you choose, she embraces back so intently, pressing her eyes shut. She sobs as more tears runs down her cheeks. As her crying ebbs out, she first catches the view of the floating purple diamond. She deeply sighs with relief, looks at Frogrin and says, "Your grandma and your village is going to be okay now." Frogrin nods so hard, his ale pint glasses almost falls off his face. But thankfully, he managed to catch them before they do. Frogrin grins off an ear-to-ear smile, his ruffled hair looking even more ruffled than before. If that's even possible. Gina then finally looks at you, and not in a regular way. She looks right into your soul, because she knows what you've done today. Finally being freed from the clutches of the thorns of callousness, she gives you one of the warmest smiles you've ever received in your life, as soft sunlight lights up her smile even further. Thank you so much. I am so very grateful for you. If you'd like more stories like this one, then be sure to become a member on my Patreon page. You can click the link up here, or check out the link in the description, where you can get even longer Patreon exclusive stories. I upload every Tuesday and Friday, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my stories or other content. In the meantime, you can always watch this story. And it's really good and exciting and yeah, pretty dark.